Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Throwback Thursday. And I really don't know what's going on with me, but I am just filling flowers. So because I'm filling flowers, I have to go back and figure out how can I use flowers. So I didn't have to go back too far. This is 2018. It was James's homecoming, and maybe because I've seen so many homecoming and prom pictures on Facebook, I was thinking high school dances, and so this was James and Olivia's homecoming, his senior year. And so she's wearing hot pink, which pink is my favorite color, so that works. So I thought, okay, let's do more flowers. It's May flowers, that's our challenge. So I went through, and I have been using pink for 3-day breast cancer month, and I just have a bunch of scraps. So I thought, what can we do with scraps? And I don't know if you all keep all of these little strips when you cut off your papers, but I do. And then they sit in my folder forever, and then I hardly do anything with them. So I went through and I pulled a few that I really liked, and I thought, what can we do with these strips? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play around with these strips. We're gonna put together a layout. I also, when I went through my file, I found that I had fussy cut some flowers. I have a few little embellishments that'll go and some stickers. So I thought we'll play around and we'll see what we can come up with. So that's the plan for today, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, everybody. So I have my mats and my white paper, and now I'm going to bring in some strips. So these strips are all a 1/2 inch or 1 inch long, and what I was thinking is that I could put one on the bottom, and then I like a big one up here. So this was kind of my thought. So I like how that looks. And then I wanted to bring in, I had one strip of this paper, and I have one strip of this paper. And I know in the past that I've done layouts with 2 inches. And then what I want to do is I want to cut this on a diagonal, so I end up with 2 triangles. So I'm lining them up corner to corner, and I'm going to cut down, and I will put one on this side and one on that side. And then I have this one. Again, I'm cutting it at 2 inches. And then what I thought was we could go like this, because that's kind of fun. And I do want to leave a little bit of white between the top ones. Something like that. I think that's fun. So it's 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1/2 inch. These were 2 inches, cutting corner to corner, same direction. And then this last one is a 1/2 inch strip. So now my pictures need to go in the middle, and I need to be able to brighten this up. So I do have this sheet of paper, and I want to use the center section. So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut the top off. Because I want the lighter section in the middle. And then I'm going to cut it at 5 inches. Yeah. Cut it at 5 inches. And then I think think I want to do this a little bit off-centered. So it is basically an 11, not quite 11. So if I cut this at, I think I'm going to cut it at, I'm going to cut it at 5 3. No, I'm going to cut it at 5 1/2. And that leaves this one, oh, just shy of 5 1/2. I'm going to put this on this side. You know what? I'm going to change this up. I'm going to put that, the bigger one on this side, and I'm going to cut this down a little bit more because I want it to be a little bit different. So that one I did at 5 1/2. This one I'm going to do at 4 1/2, just so we get a little bit of a difference. And then I'm going to do a long piece. My pages are, or my pictures that I want to go across are 3 inches. So if I make this 3 1/4 wide, no, I need this to be 4 1/4 because we're doing verticals. So 4 1/4, right? Then it'll fit. Yes, 4 1/4. And then this can be 10 inches. So 4 1/4 by 10. And then go across like that. And then I have one more little scrap right here, and I thought I could just highlight my center picture with this. So it is not quite 4 1/4. So I'm gonna have to do 4 1/4 this direction. And then I'm gonna do 3 1/4 this direction. And then that one can spotlight my center photo. So this is what we're looking at. Oh, you guys, these pinks make me so happy. And I might even pop that up. Okay, I want to put him there. I want the 2 of them in the center popped up. And I have one more of her pinning it on him here. So that I think is super fun. And on this side, so I don't have another 10-inch piece to make this 4 1/4 10 inches, but I do have this little piece. So if I make this one, I'm hoping it'll fit. Okay, so I can cover it up this way. So we'll make it 4 1/4 this direction. I'm hoping this is gonna work. And then I do have another piece like this. Again, it's not 4 1/4, so I gotta do 4 1/4 this way. And then I've got 3 1/4 in this direction. So I can put that this way. And this actually doesn't even have to, it just has to go to 10 inches. And then what I have is I have one more silly picture of them. I think I like the white over here on the pink. And then I have a group photo, which look, it'll cover that part up perfectly. And then this I'll put in a peekaboo flat. I'll probably put, I want the group photo on top, so I'll probably put this one underneath and then the boys on the back side. So that'll go into a peekaboo pocket like this. And then I don't have a lot of flowers, but I fussy cut some of these out before. So I'm thinking I could put some flowers here. It's okay if it goes off the page. And I probably will tuck them even under a little. Like this. And then I do like 3-dimensional, so I might pop that up. And then I actually had some half done flowers, so I could probably put some of these. This is just stuff I found in my scraps. Something like that would be cute. And then I need one more on this side, right? Because you should do 3. I don't know, maybe I'll move these over here. I like that one. I really need 3, so I don't know. I might move these down here. Maybe I'll move these over on this side. Do my embellishment there. Do this little one here. And then maybe come up with something over here. Maybe. Anyway, that's the part that's always the challenge for me. I'll put the title on here, or maybe the title here. Put a little bit of journaling on this other side. Well, that's what I'm looking at. It was a way to use up my 1/2-inch strips and my inch strips that I always find in my folder. It allowed me to use a fun color that I rarely use, pink. Although I say that, I've done a lot of breast cancer pages which used pink, which is why I'm down to scraps left of pink. But I'm excited about how this is looking. I did 3 1/2-inch strips, 1 1-inch strip. This was a 2-inch strip that I cut angle to angle. I've used 1 triangle on the left side, 1 triangle on the right side. In the center, I just had that 1 scrap page. So in this case, I did 5 by 4.5 and 5 by 5.5. My centerpiece would be 4 by 10 with a, 4 1/4 by 10 with a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 mat. And on here, I didn't have enough to do a 10, so I am just covering this up. You could do the same thing here. You could just do 3 mats and put them up right next to each other. That's another option if you're trying to conserve on paper. So that's what we're looking at. It's a little bit more cut. Tell me, what do you think? Do you like ideas like this? Or I've heard from a lot of you that you like the 1, 2, 3 cuts, and I can go back to that. This one really was about trying to use up scraps that I had in my folder of paper. I'm really trying to use my stash up. So let me know what you think and what you like to see for your Throwback Thursdays, and I hope you have a great rest of the week. The virtual crop is this weekend, so that's really exciting, and we have a new release of the summer break collection, as well as Craft Happy, as well as the American Patriotic paper. So those are some fun collections that I have been excited to get my hands on and play with. So if you have any questions, reach out to me, and otherwise, happy Thursday. Thanks, guys.